Right, so sorry I'm late. So watching the Czech Republic or Czechia versus Korea Republic, and right now Czechia actually has the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. They just got they just bunted to try to get a base hit or something because there's two outs. So the only reason you would try to bunt with two outs is to try to get a hit. And the South Korean pitcher fielded it cleanly, but threw it wide. So now Czech Republic or Czechia has the bases loaded with two outs. They're down 4-0. And this actually, there's two things down that you need to watch out for Korea, because we expect that Korea is going to win this game. We expect Korea to win this game. We expect Taiwan and Australia also to win, as Max Preja is coming up, the number 9 hitter for Czechia, with the bases loaded and two outs. And the pitcher from So Hyun is low and on the outside corner, swinging strike. So it's strike one. It's an 0-1 count. But here's a couple things to work out. One, if Korea runs up the score too much and mercy rules Czech Republic, then Korea could hurt themselves in the case of a possible tiebreaker eventually with Taiwan and Australia, assuming Korea beats Australia. If Taiwan then beats Korea on Sunday, that could force a three-way tie, one of those teams getting through. And so the run differential per defensive outplayed would be the tiebreaker. And so if you mercy rule a team, and so you only say you get 5 or 6 innings against them defensively, that could actually work to your disadvantage. So that's one thing to look out for. Will Korea run up the score and mercy rule Czech Republic? Or two, will the Czech Republic actually start scoring some runs, which if Australia and Taiwan don't give up runs to Czech Republic, that could also help in the tiebreaker. Right now, it's a 2-2 count on Preja with a 2-2 count, and that is popped into left field, but there's too much air under it. The South Korean left fielder grabs it, so it's going to be a fly out to 7, and that's going to end the inning. And So Hyun gets out of the jam. And so that's going to be something to look for as we go through this game. Will Korea mercy rule Czechia? Because if they do, and they're able to keep the score down, that could work to Korea's disadvantage in the event of a possible tiebreak if it comes to that with Australia and Taiwan. We'll see. So eating my dinner, some leftover fried rice from last night. Yes, I prepared it myself. Last night, slept over, just heated it up. So now what's going to happen is Korea's going to come up, and it'll be interesting to see what they will do. Because, again, once they get to the 5th inning, the mercy rule will take effect. Will Korea run up the score, if possible? They're already up 4-0 after the first inning, and they just got out of a bases-loaded jam in the top of the second. But again, Korea could potentially hurt themselves if they mercy rule this game, because that could very well result in being hurting them if they in fact get to a tiebreaker for second place with Taiwan and Australia. Of course, Australia won earlier today. Australia beat Taiwan 3-0. And so right now, Australia got the first kind of blow in that three-way battle for second place in Pool C. We expect Japan will win the pool. But again, if it comes to a three-way tie, which is entirely possible, and given what happened in Taichung 3 years ago, where all 5 teams finished with a 2-2 tiebreak, a 2-2 record, and so it came to a tiebreak with all 5 teams, which is the craziest I have ever seen. It was actually really exciting and fun to have been there for most of that pool because it was so exciting. But if that happens again, we're going to be looking at the defensive runs per inning pitched or per out recorded. And so you're not going to want a mercy rule if you're keeping the team off the board. And so that's something that's going to have to look out as we go through this game. So we're heading to the bottom of the first. Korea has a 4-0 lead. So Korea obviously is able to score runs, not surprisingly, against Czech Republic, against Czechia. And so Korea is now up to bat. Their leadoff batter for the inning is up. And so I was not here for the first inning. So I don't actually have it's Pak Dong-woo. Okay, Pak Dong-woo is up. Pak Dong-won, sorry, Pak Dong-won is up. He plays for the LG Twins in the KBO in the Korean Baseball Organization. And that pitch was high in the strike zone. And it's drilled down the line into left field. And he stands into second base with a stand-up double. So Pak Dong-yeon leads off the second inning for Korea Republic with a stand-up double. And so that kind of tells you what the intent is for Korea. They're still going to go out there and score runs, which makes sense because the mercy run rule doesn't kick off or doesn't apply until you have 10 runs. So they're going to want to score some more runs. And because Czech Republic just showed that they can put runners on base and they can threaten. Now, can they score? We'll see. But again, what will Korea do when it gets to, if it gets to say 8-0, 9-0, will they punch for that 10th run? And so second batter up, Kim, and he gets a single. So already Korea Republic has got runners on the corners with nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. So they're definitely going for some more runs, which is understandable. But if they get to 7, 8, 9, will they call it off a little bit to avoid the mercy rule? Because avoiding the mercy rule is beneficial if you're keeping the other team off the board. And that's the other thing. Will Korea Republic continue to be able to keep Czechia off the board? Kim is up. Foul ball. But the first baseman, Mintek, gets there and does not get his glove on the ball. So it's a pop foul, but no catch. It's not caught along the, basically near the right field wall, near the wall, along the right field line. Really should have been caught by the Czech first baseman. And I don't know what he was saying there. I can't read lips and can't understand Czech anyway. So you have basically a second opportunity for Kim. And okay, so like this morning, the ump seems to be giving the outside the outfield is Kim Do-young. Kim Do-young is up for Korea. 0-2 count after the pop was not caught. That is way too outside. No umpire is going to give that. That was way too outside. It's a 1-2 count. So again, Korea, runners on the corners, nobody out. Being mindful, I would imagine, of what will happen if they score too many runs too fast. That is outside, swung at, foul, out of play, down the right field line. So it's still a 1-2 count to Kim Do-young. Okay, Kim Do-young, second at bat already. Okay, we're already going through second time through the lineup for Korea Republic as they look to add to their lead against Czechia in the bottom of the second inning in Tokyo in the World Baseball Classic, the second game of the Classic. That is low and inside. That is popped a mile high. And the first baseman grabs it and catches it for the first out of the inning. Okay, so fly out 3. Now, they're showing highlights now of the Korea-China game from 2023 when Korea basically ran it up on the Chinese. Now, the Chinese did not qualify for this tournament, going 0-3 in their qualifying pool. And so they did not qualify, which does, of course, avoid the potential issue of having Taiwan and China playing in the same pool, which has never happened. They have always kept Taiwan and China in different pools, but that was when they had 2 pools in Asia, one in Japan and one in either Korea or Taiwan. So, an error, throwing error by the second baseman. And they recorded the out of second on the ground ball. So they got the fielder's choice. And so they recorded the out. But on the throw, the throw to first, the relay to first goes high. And the runner advances to second no, he doesn't advance to second. So he does not advance to second. He stays on first. But the run scores. So now it's 5-0 Czech Republic. 5-0 Korea Republic. As you have E up. Okay. He is the number 3 batter in the Korean lineup who's 1 for 1 today. It's Lee Jong-ho. Lee Jong-ho is up. And he looks at a pitch outside, and that's going to move the count up to 2-0. It's a 2-0 count. on Lee Jong-ho, and he's got Barto on the mound for the Czechs. And that is a breaking ball inside, and the base is stolen by Jones. Jones steals second base, gives a signal to his dugout. And so Korea, with a 3-0 count, has another runner in scoring position, already up 5-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Again, will they press for more runs? It obviously looks like they are for now. Yeah, there was no way that throw was ever going to be on time. That throw was very, very late. And that ball's a 4-ball walk to Lee Jong-ho. Okay, so now Korea has 2 runners on base with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. And so we're going to see what happens as An comes up with 2 outs and 2 on. Can the Koreans add more runs to their total going into coming out of the second inning? Okay, first time up, An got a base on balls. He got a walk. It's An Hyun-min. Okay, it's An Hyun-min. I got to write this down because I did not get all the lineups done before because I was running late. So An Hyun-min is up, and he got a walk in the first inning. He got a base on balls. And so this is his second time up already. They're already going the second time through the order. He is their cleanup hitter. And so what we're going to have here is he's going to attempt to at least get 1 run in. Of course, right now it's a 3-0 count. And the Czech pitcher, Barto, is having a really hard time finding the strike zone. He is all over the place. He's not consistent whatsoever. So it's a 3-0 count. Runners on first and second for the Koreans, looking to add to their 5-0 lead in pool play in Tokyo. That is right down the heart of the strike zone. Taking all the way was An. It's a 3-1 count with 2 runners on, 2 outs. Not wasting any time on the pitch clock. And that is outside. That is on the outside corner, a little high. On swings at it. It is now a full count. So great job by Barto going from a 3-0 count to a full count, 3-0-2 count. An Hyun-min is the KBO Rookie of the Year from last year. An Hyun-min plays in the KBO, which is the Korean baseball organization. And he was a second in average in the league in 334. So he's obviously earned his place. That is low and outside, swung, popped up to the second baseman. And that's going to get the Czech Republic or Czechia out of the inning. They get out with only 1 run given up. And so after 2, it is Korea 5, Czechia 0. So, and the thing, as we go through this game, again, 2 things to look for. In the case that there is a possible tiebreak with Korea, Australia, and Taiwan, is the tiebreaker is defensive runs allowed per defensive outs. And so Czech Republic and Japan don't figure to be in a possible 3-way tie. We figure Japan will probably sweep through and Czechia will get swept through. So if, say, Taiwan beats Korea on Sunday, and if Korea beats Australia, then we have a 3-way tie for second. And so these games against Czechia and Japan will be important because of the tiebreaker. So we'll see how that plays out, and we'll see how Korea handles it over the course of the game. So that's going to be a very, very important thing to look for. How many runs do Korea give up? And does Korea run rule? How does Korea mercy rule the Czechs? Again, that could come to their disadvantage in the long run. So they might not want a mercy run rule because that could hurt them in the tiebreaker. And of course, we're watching this on Taiwan TV. Taiwan, even though we lost today, and when I got to work this afternoon, there were people watching it at work. And yeah, Taiwan lost 3-0. And maybe the captain of the team might be out for tomorrow, the game against Japan, which could be a really big game for Taiwan. Taiwan always plays well against Japan. They played well against Japan in the 2013 World Baseball Classic, and one of the most exciting games in WBC history. And remember, at the end of 24 Premier 12 championship game at the same Tokyo Dome where they're playing now, Taiwan didn't just beat Japan to win the Premier 12 championship. They dominated Japan to win the Premier 12 championship. Japan was never really in that game. It was, I wouldn't say it's never an easy win to beat Japan, but it was a convincing win. So Taiwan is still in this. Okay. Now, Australia is going to play Czechia tomorrow. And you expect Australia to win that game. And Australia is going to have the same calculations against Czechia that Korea might be thinking about now. Run rule, do you do it or not? First batter up for Czechia. First ball hitting, and he gets a single. Yeah. So Czechia has definitely been getting runners on base. Yeah. So Prokop gets a single. Okay. The leadoff batter leading off the third inning. And so Czechia has definitely had base runners in this game. They've had their chances. And now it looks like they're going to have another chance. He was handcuffed on that ball. It was inside. He hit it opposite field. Was able to dump it in short right. And now Czech Republic has a runner on first. And I don't understand this. Yeah, they're down 5-0. They're down 5-0. And so the number 2 batter, Martin Cervinka, he comes up and he looks to bunt. And he tries to bunt the first pitch. He bunts it foul. So it's an 0-1 count. But I don't understand why you would be bunting to advance a runner when you're down 5-0 in the top of the third. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Czech Republic runner does not have a great lead off first. It's a little bit high for a ball. So it's a 1-1 count. Czech Republic trying to get back into this game. They did have bases loaded in the second inning, but the Korean pitcher, So Hyun-jun, got out of it. So Hyun-jun is still on the mound here in the third inning. He's thrown now his 34th pitch. That was high in the strike zone for strike 2. So it's a 1-2 count. Cervinka checked his swing, but it didn't matter. It was in the strike zone. So now So is on his 34th pitch. So he's already more than halfway to the pitch limit rule of 65. And so he's going to have to be careful about his pitch count, especially after having had the bases loaded in the top of the second. And so now it's a 1-2 count, fouled off. Now, the So Hyun-jun also has a really good mark of having 0.4 home runs given up per 9 innings in the Korean baseball organization, which was the third lowest in the league. That ball was in the dirt. It was corralled by the Korean catcher, preventing the runner from advancing. So now it's a 2-2 count with Czech Republic having a runner on first base and no outs. So we still have a leadoff runner on, still nobody out. Can Czech Republic get something going here? Right-handed pitcher, right-handed batter. Korea is in their home whites with blue trim, and Czech Republic is in their blues with white trim and white pants with blue belts. And so as we go through this game, we're going to see a few things here. We're going to see how, of course, we know Koreans are good at math, right? Stereotype. So we're going to see, are the Koreans going to play the math as we get closer to, say, the 5th inning? And now maybe they'll have an 8-9-0 lead, or maybe Czech Republic will score, and that will affect the math even more if we're talking about a potential tiebreaker later on. That ball is outside, a little bit low, outside, but it's a full count. So here we go. Czech Republic has really got something going on here. You got a full count, runner on first, nobody out, down 5-0. Yeah, obviously not going to try to bunt in this situation like he did on the first pitch of the at-bat. Pitcher sets, he delivers, and it is in the strike zone. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, throws to second base, throws it to first base. It is a 6-4-3 double play. 6-4-3 double play, and that erases the leadoff single that was gotten by Prokers. And so now the bases are empty with 2 outs in the top of the third, and Czechia is going to bring up Vavra. It's going to be their third hitter. Vavra is 0 for 1. He did not advance on his first at-bat. He's a lefty looking at the right-handed pitcher, So Hyun-jun. And the first pitch is a little bit low and away for a ball. Now, Tyron Vavra actually plays in the U.S. He plays in the minors. It was AA and AAA for most of the year last year. And record is pretty good. So he does have some baseball experience. He had played at a high level. AAA, I've seen AAA games when I was living in the States. And that there's nothing to sneeze at. There was a 1-1 count to Vavra in the top of the third. The delivery and the pitch is a little bit outside, swings it, pulls it to the second baseman. A routine 4-3 putout for the Korean second baseman, and the inning is over. After in the middle of the third, it is Korea Republic 5, the Czech Republic or Czechia 0. So we're going to see as we get to the next inning what's going to happen. What are the Koreans going to do? Are the Koreans going to be thinking about the math? Are the Koreans going to be thinking about the possible tiebreaker? Got to have my dinner while I'm watching the game. Leftover fried rice. So we're going to get to the bottom of the third. And coming up for Korea Republic will be Moon, Whitcomb, and Kim. And so we're going to watch and see, are they going to try to run up the score some more? Are they going to try to mercy rule the Czechs? We'll see. Let me get a couple more bites. Playing a little bit of Twice at the Tokyo Dome. Twice is a popular K-pop group, also very popular here in Taiwan. One of the members is Taiwanese. And so, and obviously is also very popular in Japan. So first game today, Australia beat Taiwan 3-0 to strike first in what is presumed to be a three-way race for the second progression spot. And so now we have the first batter of the inning, Moon. Moon Bo-kyung. Moon Bo-kyung is up for Korea Republic. And he has an 0-1 count. Now it's a 1-1 count. That's a breaking ball that comes in a little bit high over the strike zone. So it's a 1-1 count. Korea up 5-0 over Czechia. As Barto continues the pitch, he just threw his 32nd pitch. And it's a ground ball to the second baseman who fields it routinely for a 4-3 putout. So Moon Bo-kyung goes out 4-3. Barto is on 32 pitches. And we are watching pitch counts because in the first round, pitchers are not allowed to go over 35 pitches. Okay, this is a rule put in at the insistence of MLB to not ruin the pitchers during this tournament. So now up for South Korea is Whitcomb. Okay. Whitcomb for the South Koreans. He is 0-for-1 today. Shea Whitcomb. He plays with the Houston Astros, but he had a 125 average with the Houston Astros. Okay, so not exactly a star hitter, but again, major league. I mean, major league is major league, right? I mean, it's crazy good. So 1-1 count now with one out in the bottom of the third, and the pitcher delivers, and that is it looked like it was right on the lower inside corner, but the umpire did not give it to him. And so, okay, so I'm wondering about that. Whitcomb is of Korean descent through his mom. That ball's a little high, checks the swing, appeal to first, and the appeal is not given, so it's a ball. So it is a 3-1 count to Shea Whitcomb, batting second in the third inning for Korea Republic, who's now going through their second half of the order. With a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the third. That is in the heart of the strike zone, and Whitcomb crushes it, and it is gone. Home run, Shea Whitcomb, solo home run. Korea now leads 6-0. So Korea is definitely still trying to put on the show, get the runs. The Koreans in the crowd, they're not as loud as the Taiwanese were earlier today when Taiwan was playing Australia. Taiwan has a really large group. In fact, I actually know a couple people who were there for the game earlier today between Taiwan and Australia. But Whitcomb he grabbed this. It was in the heart of the strike zone. It was a breaking ball. Terrible location. Put it right in the wheelhouse. And Whitcomb is a major leaguer. He might be a 125 hitter, but he is a major leaguer. And major leaguers are going to take pitches like that and make you chase them over the wall. Yeah, so he does that. It is 6-0 Korea Republic over Czechia. Yeah. Bottom of the third with 1 out. And the next batter, after a couple pitches, Kim, he grounds out. And this is a routine 4-3 put out for the second out of the inning. But Whitcomb has already got his home run, celebrating in the dugout. The Koreans are really happy now. Of course, again, this is one of those games where you know who's going to win in advance. I mean, the chances of Czechia winning this game were pretty remote. But again, the things to look for are going to be, does Korea mercy rule them? And does Czech Republic score any runs that might complicate a potential tie later if that were to happen? Pak Dong-won is up again. He got a double his last time up in the second inning, and now it's the third inning. That's just how quickly. That's high breaking ball, and that is a high pop-up, but it is definitely playable and is a routine out caught by the left fielder for Czechia. So relatively little damage in that Korea only scored 1. They only scored on the solo home run, 1 hit, 1 out, no errors for Korea. At the end of 3, Korea has a 6-0 lead.
Samsung Galaxy S26旗舰系列，全双球款反馈手机，其他角度都看不到。Galaxy S26旗舰系列，Samsung Galaxy S26旗舰系列预购享容量升级。
你身边有没有那种很认真的？闹钟设得超早，只是修车搞成在休息，怕人家没吃好，自己却都没吃饭，那么认真干嘛？但是你们没办法忽视，你又想跟着他们一起认真。认真的人总是闪闪发光，开心星光天空，支持每个认真发光的人。智慧好玩。
So now we're coming to the top of the 4th inning. Korean pitcher So Hyung-dun is on the mound. And it looks like we're just about ready to start the top of the 4th. Again, the Czech Republic still doesn't have any runs on the board, though they got a leadoff single in the 3rd, but he was wiped out by a double play. And they had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 2nd, but So was able to get himself out of the jam. And so we're going into the top of the 4th inning. And Korean pitcher is on the mound. They've actually just changed pitchers. No Kyung-eun. Okay. No Kyung-eun is on the mound for the Koreans. He plays with the Landers in the KBO, in the Korean Baseball Organization. And the first pitch is swung on, fouled off for a strike. So Martin Cervenka is up for the second time in this game. And he's 0 for 1 tonight. He got a line out in the 1st inning. And that ball is inside. It's a 1-1 count. As No is pitching to Cervenka with a 6-0 lead in the top of the 4th. No outs. 1-1 count. The delivery and the pitch is high. Ground ball to the third baseman. Routine play for first. So it's going to be a 5-3 put out. 5-3 put out. And it gets Cervenka out to lead off the 4th inning. Next up for Czechia is going to be Tulip, Marek Tulip. He is 1-for-1 this evening. He got a single in the second inning. We'll see if he can get himself back on. That's a high in the strike zone, fouled off opposite field along the right field line. It's a right-handed batter. So he put it off in the right field stands along the baseline. There are Czech Republic fans there, not a lot and not as loud. But then, hey, they got something to cheer about now because Tulip got his second single of the game. Yeah, second single. He pulled the ball solidly into left field for his second base hit of the game. Go 1 out, 1 on for Czechia, trying to get on the board and trying, maybe hoping it's all hope to get their second win ever in the World Baseball Classic. In this group, they don't really figure to win a game. Playing Korea today, playing Australia tomorrow, then playing Japan, playing Taiwan, and then Japan. Their chances of winning a game in this group are remote. They're not really any weak teams in this group, other than Czechia. But I know we'll see. No, they did upset China. Was considered an upset at the time, though. Maybe now we're going to rethink that because China is kind of overrated. That pitch was high, swinging strike, but he swung. It seems to protect the runner who was going with the pitch, and it helped him to get that stolen base. So Tulip is on second base with the steal. And so you get a runner in scoring position with only 1 out for Marek Tulip. Yeah. And yeah, he definitely beat the throw. And you got to wonder, did he swing to protect the runner? I would say probably. Yeah, that ball is in the dirt and outside. It's a 2-1 count to Muzik. Noah's still having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone. And so that might be a problem, especially if Muzik can get on base. You have Czech supporters in the crowd, a little kid there with a Czech flag. And that ball, it's a low pitch, but he drives that into center field, and they're going to try to score. And that was a really bad throw. He does not try to score. He's held up at third. Tulip is held up at third, and that's probably why the center fielder checked on that throw. It looked like he was going to throw home, but when I guess someone told him or he saw that he was being held up at third, throwing up to something, which is a smart thing to do with only 1 out. It would have been foolhardy to try to run there. Yeah, he was actually going to run. Oh, yeah, there was a solid stop sign there. Czech Republic fans are happy. Runners on the corners with only 1 out. Czech Republic is trying to get on the board. They've had their chances in this game. This is not the first opportunity they've had. They had the bases loaded in the first inning. Now they have runners on the corners with only 1 out. And Menzik is up. Menzik for Czech Republic, and that is inside, and he is swinging. He was swinging at that ball. It would have been a ball that was not even close to the strike zone, but Wojciech Vincik was really swinging away on that, and that's going to be strike 1. So it's an 0-1 count. Czech Republic with runners on the corners, with only 1 out, a chance to score here, a chance to get their first run of the game. Maybe make the Koreans think a little bit about what's going to happen over that few innings. That was a really solid swing. Lower corner, inside corner, but pulled foul down the left field line. We have righty against righty, advantage to the pitcher. Korean pitcher, right-handed pitcher pitching to the right-handed Czech batter. Pitch counts down to 8 seconds, and the pitcher said he's pitching from the stretch. Obviously, throws to first. Try to check the runner on first. There is, of course, some danger in that because if you have any problem there, you're going to give up a run with the runner on third base. But I think what the thinking is they'll probably let that runner score, try to get the double play, or at least try to prevent it from becoming a bigger rally. He tried to check it, but he wasn't able to do so. The ball was low, but he swung through, and that's going to be a strikeout for no. So now we're going to have 2 outs. Really ruined a good chance there with less than 2 outs, runner in scoring position. And yeah, the Korean catcher did catch it cleanly. It looked like it might have been close to the dirt, but it didn't make it to the dirt. It was a clean catch. And so it is now 2 outs. Noah can breathe a little bit easier. Now he can just focus on the batter and not have to worry about the runner so much. Focus on the batter, get him out, and he can get out of another jam. This is the second jam. He pulled it down the right field line, but it is caught by the right fielder. So it's a line out to right field. So it's out 9 unassisted. Czechia misses another chance to score, their second chance to score in the game. Second time they've had a runner on third base. This time with less than 2 outs, leaving 2 more runners on base. Czechia has left so many runners on base in this game. They've left 6 or 7 runners on base. And so they're going to be ruining the chances that they've had as this game goes. They haven't been able to score. They've had opportunities, but they're not pulling it off. So we're going to be coming up to the 4th inning now. And leading off for Korea in the 4th inning will be Kim, the first baseman. And he got a single his first time up. So the Koreans up 6-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. And again, as now we get closer to the 5th inning, and the run rule comes into effect, will Korea run up the score, or will Korea allow Czech Republic to stay in the game so as to get more defensive outs?
威马书杯，书历史叶黄素。书杯，联盟好，让我们一起为台湾加油！
每个队的攻势真的是非常凌厉，他们在每一个半局都有安打不说，而且刚刚在第4局的上半有连续2支安打的串联，包括第8棒的插了另外一方向平飞球，打得非常好，连运气部分没有站在绝对的正面，对。大量的上垒在第3局有超过第4局没上2个，平飞球接到手套。
Okay, I'm going to correct something that I've been saying because of the run differential rule. So the run differential rule will only count the teams that are in the tie. So if Australia, Korea Republic, and Taiwan end up tied for second place in this group, which is, of course, something that is being widely speculated, the defensive run rule will only count among the teams that are actually in the tie. So the result of this game, assuming, of course, that all 3 teams beat Korea, will actually not impact the tiebreaker. So I just wanted to correct that. I made a misstatement earlier. And so now the manager of Czech Republic, I'm talking to one of his players. So it's a 1-1 count to Kim. 1-2 count. Now he is 1 for 1 today. He got a single his first time up. Korea with a 6-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. And so, Korea might well be trying to see, can we get this game done early? Though Korea is not playing tomorrow. Korea, with the 5 teams in the group for the first 4 days, 2 games each of the first 4 days, one of the 4 teams will have a rest day, and tomorrow that will be Korea Republic. And so Korea will not have to worry about playing tomorrow, but they, of course, will probably want to get off. But that ball is a foul tip, handled cleanly by the catcher. And so that's going to be a strikeout for Barto. It's going to be his first strikeout of the game. First strikeout of the game for Barto for Czech Republic. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. And so we have 1 out. And Kim Do-young is up for Korea, a right-handed batter. And he flew out to first base his last time up. He is 0 for 1 today. He got a walk in the first inning, and he flew out to first in the 3rd inning. And so this is his 3rd time up today. Well, already 3rd time through the batting order in the 4th inning. And so Korea has – it looks like it's 6-0. They've been dominating this game, but actually Czech Republic, so far the story for them is chances that were not taken advantage of, because they had a chance in the 2nd inning with bases loaded, and they had a runner on 3rd and the 4th with 1 out. That ball is outside. It's a 1-2 count He's throwing 96 miles an hour, so that's pretty decent heat from the Czech pitcher. He sets the 1-2 count to the Korean hitter. And that is a breaking ball low and outside, but Kim swings at it and he strikes out. Okay, it's a strikeout. And that's the second strikeout in a row. Yeah, for Barto. Yeah, so Barto is starting to get control. He's starting to get command of his pitches. It's a little bit too late when they're behind 6-0. And that ball is in the heart of the strike zone, and it's grounded foul down the third base line. It looks like it just might have been outside it. It hit the infield turf in fair territory, but by the time it got to first base, it looked like it had been foul, and so it is a foul ball. Yeah, for those who aren't familiar with the rules of baseball, if the ball hits on the ground before it gets to the bag, where the ball is as it crosses the bag determines whether it's fair or foul. Okay. So Kovala, the pitcher, he has got the ball. He is looking for the signal from his catcher. 0-1 count for the Korean hitter Jones. Okay. He's got his signal. He's set. He's pitching from the windup. Outside, ball 1. 1-1 count, 95 miles an hour. Okay, so a decent heat. But it's going to be a 1-1 count. It was well outside. And he's set. And the delivery. And it's a breaking ball also outside. Check the swing. Appeal to first. The appeal is not given, so it's going to be ball 2. It's a 2-1 count for Jones. Up against the Czech pitcher Kovala in the bottom of the fourth inning with Korea with a 6-0 lead. Set and the pitch. Another breaking ball a little bit outside. It's another ball. It's a 3-1 count. To Jones, okay, who's 0 for 2 today. Kovala now with 13 pitches already this inning. He's not exactly being very efficient with his pitches, but he got 2 strikeouts. And again, when you get strikeouts, it generally takes more pitches. So waiting for a signal from his catcher. He's got it. He's set. Still in the windup. And the pitch. And that is a little bit outside, a little bit low, but Jones went after it and fouled it opposite field, fouled it out of play on the right field side. So it is now a full count, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Korea leading 6-0. Korea has scored in each of the first 3 innings, 4, 1, and 1. That is a breaking ball in the dirt, and that is going to be a walk. Jones is on first base based on balls, and so Korea now has a runner on first base with no one out. So now they're showing earlier today, the Australian pitcher hit him right on the hands. Yeah, I had heard about this from one of my friends at work today when Xian from Taiwan got hit on the hands. He's the captain of the Taiwan team and may be knocked out. We'll find out tomorrow if he plays against Japan or not. A ground ball to second base, routine play by the second baseman. Records the out for 3. So this is the first inning Czechia goes through without giving up a run to the Koreans. It is 6-0 Korea Republic at the end of 4 innings. Yeah. So this is actually the best inning that Czechia has had on defense, getting 2 strikeouts and the routine ground out 4-3, just giving up the walk to have a runner. So Korea's had a runner in every inning now, though they now have gone the first inning of the game without actually scoring. So we're going to come to the top of the 5th. And Korea has a 6-0 lead. Live 7-11 ET Team Taiwan. So again, you see these Team Taiwan ads on television. Okay. Very, very popular. This is a very popular sport here in Taiwan. Taiwanese are very, very disappointed about what happened earlier today with the 3-0 loss to Australia. Taiwan's offense just never really got started. Hopefully against Japan tomorrow, a team that Taiwan has had some success against. Most recently in the 2024 Premier 12, when Taiwan won the global championship by beating Japan in the final. Taiwan's going to hope to recapture some of that magic tomorrow. And if they can, they'll, of course, change the whole dynamic of how the race for the other qualifying spot out of this group, because we presume Japan will get one of them. But you never know. I mean, if Taiwan were to somehow upset Japan tomorrow, which they are capable of doing. Now, Korea is also capable of beating Japan. They beat them twice in 2009, and Korea's got some good players. Korea's got some power. Korea's got good pitching. So we'll see. And no, don't count out Australia. Remember, Australians are in mid-season form because they are quite late in their baseball season in Australia because of the difference in the seasons. And Australia showed it today. Their pitching was strong. Pitching was solid. They got the 3 runs that they needed to get a win over the Taiwanese, who are in spring training right now. Koreans, similarly, the Korean Baseball Organization is also in spring training. Their season will begin shortly after. The World Baseball Classic, same thing for Taiwan. Taiwan has already begun its spring training, and the Taiwan season will begin at the beginning of April in the 6 cities: Taipei, New Taipei, Taoyuan, Taichung, Tainan, and Kaohsiung that make up the Chinese Professional Baseball League. Jung Woo-ju is coming in for Korea. Their third pitcher of the night. Plays with Hanwha in the Korean Baseball Organization. Most of these Korean players play in the KBO. And first pitch right out of the bat is inside. It hits the Czech batter Praja. So right off the bat, first pitch, we got a hit batsperson, HBP, hit batsman, hit by pitcher, and went right at his midsection. Okay? And there was no way that Praja was going to escape that. Just casually tosses the bat to the third base dugout and calmly takes his base. So Prokop, who was 1 for 2 today, got a single his last time up. Okay, he's going to see if he can advance. He's actually swinging. Czech Republic have been playing some small ball earlier today. Down 6-0. I don't think playing small ball is a great idea. But that first ball is on the inside corner for a strike. So it's an 0-1 count to Milan Prokop, who is the leadoff hitter for the Czechs. So they have a runner on first. Pitch counts down to 5 seconds. The delivery and the pitch is right on the outside corner for a strike. Strike 2. It's an 0-2 count. And what is the home plate umpire calling for here? He's calling for something. Just calling for time. So he's making sure that the clock operator for the pitch count knows. So Prokop is back in the batter's box. And Jung is on the mound. The delivery, another breaking ball right on the outside corner, called third strike. First out of the inning for the Czechs. So it is still 6-0 Korea. 1 out, top of the 5th, runner on first. And Martin Servika is going to be up. Hit into a 6-4-3 double play. His last time up to erase a leadoff single by the Czech Republic. And we're going to see if they can get a rally going here with a runner on first and only 1 out. And the first pitch is inside for a ball. So it's a 1-0 count, 92-mile-an-hour fastball inside. But Martin Cervinka took it. Now he plays for the Drazi Bruno club, and he's batting .326 for his professional team. Second pitch, breaking ball right in the heart of the strike zone for a strike. So it's a 1-1 count to Cervinka from Jong. And so we have a 1-1 count. He was 1 for 2 today. Again, with a single the last time that he was, 6-4-3 double play. The last time he was up, he got a single. The first time was up. The delivery and the pitch is in the strike zone. Swinging miss. It is a 1-2 count to Cervenka. Jong, who is trying to recover from giving up a leadoff single. Got a strikeout looking to the last batter. He's got a 1-2 count. He's set, and the pit delivery high in the strike zone. Swing fouled back. Still 1-2. Now back to the fence, and you have the Korean pitcher looking at the catcher, looking for the signal. And he's going to be pitching from the stretch with the runner on first base. He's set, and the delivery, and another breaking ball, and it's popped into left field for a hit. It drops right behind the shortstop, right in front of the left fielder. And so that's the second base runner of the inning after the hit batsperson to Praja. And now the single for Cervinka. So for the third inning in this game, Czechia is rallying. They got runners on base. They've gotten runners on base second inning, fourth inning, now in the fifth inning, 2 runners on with 1 out. They just haven't been able to push anyone home. We'll see if Avra, who is 0 for 2 today, can do what no one on his team has yet been able to do. That ball is way high and way outside. Zhong Wuzhu totally lost control of that. It is a 1-0 count to Vavra. Vavra is going to be trying to look, of course, now for a pitch. He grounded into a double play his first time up, and he was into a 4-3 ground out the second time he was out. He plays in the minors in the U.S., 257 average last season. We'll see. He's got a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. So we'll see if Vavra can get him home. And so catcher talking to Zhong. Zhong picks up the rosin bag, looks at the runner at second base. Now he's looking at his catcher, blows on his hand as his catcher returns to behind the plate. And catcher goes back into a stance, signaling to the pitcher. Okay, what are they going to pitch? He's set, looking at second base. Shows bunt inside, pulls the bunt back, ball 2. It's a 2-0 count. The Korean catcher is making a signal, it looks like to the third baseman. Okay, with a 2-0 count, 2 runners on. Vavra 0 for 2 today. Zhong set, looking at Pregi on second, delivers. Low strike zone, pops out of the glove of the catcher, but it's harmless. It is a 2-1 count to Vavra in the top of the 5th. In the batter's box, looking at the pitcher. Set. Zhong pitches. And that is inside and low, ball 3. Czechia just might have an opportunity here. 3-1 count, 2 runners on, only 1 out. Zhong is having a hard time with his control. He is looking at his pitcher. He's got his signal. He's looking back at Pregi at second. Pitches. And he crushes that. That is gone. 3-run home run for Czechia. Czechia is alive. Czechia is in this baseball game. Czechia is going to show the Koreans that they can play. 3-run home run for Vavra. It is now a 6-3 ball game. It is a 6-3 ball game. 3 RBIs for Vavra. For the 3-run home run to cut Korea Republic's lead in half. It is now a 6-3 ball game in the top of the 5th. I think at this point, talk of mercy rule is out the table, and the Koreans are going to be wondering, can we keep these guys off the board? Because this is not the first time Czech Republic has had an opportunity to score in this game. This is the third, and they finally push runners across. Cervenia is at the plate. That ball is in the heart of the strike zone, and Cervenia pulls it foul, so it's going to be a 0-1 count. So we have the replay. That ball is right in his wheelhouse, and he got all of it. Vavra knew off the bat, it just sailing through the Tokyo Dome. I almost said Taipei Dome. Sailing through the Tokyo Dome. And so Czech Republic has cut Korea Republic's lead in half. It is now a 6-3 ball game. Yeah. Showing the replay again. And he's excited. Czechia is in this game. They are in here to play. Breaking ball in the strike zone. Swinging miss. Strike 2. It's a 1-2 count. Cervenka up with 1 out in the top of the 5th. Czech Republic has already played to 3. And they've cut Korea's lead in half. They are now trailing 6-3. The delivery of the pitch, high fastball, and he swings through it, and it is a strikeout, the second strikeout of the inning for the Korean pitcher, Zhong Wuzhu. So Zhong Wuzhu with the second strikeout of the inning, but that strikeout is marred by the 3-run blast, and it was a blast. It was no doubt off. The only thing on the bat was it going to be fair or foul? It was fair. It was well fair. There was no doubt that was going to make the distance. And so Chalup is up, and Chalup is 2 for 2 today. Okay, so he's had a good day so far. He's batting 273 for Yomiuri in Japan. So he does actually play. I mean, he plays in a serious league in Japan. But he swung at that low breaking ball. He didn't look really good on that pitch. It's an 0-2 count to Chalup in the top of the 5th with Czech Republic now down only 6-3. They've cut the lead in half. So they're maybe going to be in this ballgame. They got a little bit of energy now. A little bit of energy, a little bit of mojo. That ball is a breaking ball low in the dirt. Okay, it's 1-2. Okay. Umpire sends a new ball out to Zhong Wuzhu. And Chalup is in the batter's box. And Jung is set, and the delivery high in the strike zone, swing fouled back, still 1-2. So the 1-2 count. Czech Republic has scored on a 3-1 blast. It was a shot. There was no doubt when Vavra hit that ball that it was going to be gone. So Czech Republic has scored 3, finally able to play to run after threatening in both the second and the fourth. That ball is grounded to the shortstop, and it's a routine 6-3 putout, but the damage has been done. Vavra with a 3-run blast to have Korea's lead 6-3. And now with Czech Republic pitching, seeming like it's woken up and they've been able to keep Korea Republic off the board, maybe Czech Republic is going to make a game out of this. We'll see how Korea Republic is able to respond when they came up with An Hyung Min, Moon Bo Kyung, and Shea Woodcomb will be the 3 batters for Korea Republic coming up in the bottom of the 5th inning. So after 4.5, middle of the 5th inning, it is South Korea 6, Czech Republic 3. Czech Republic with a 3-run home run in the top of the 5th to not tie the game, but to have the Korea Republic lead 6-3. Yeah. So maybe we have a more exciting game than we were expecting. We were kind of expecting maybe South Korea, Korea Republic mercy rule game. But in reality, Czech Republic has had chances to score. They had chances in the 2nd inning. They had a chance in the 4th inning. They had bases loaded in the 1st inning. Didn't plate anyone. They had a runner on 3rd with 1 out in the 4th. Couldn't plate him. Finally able to score a breakthrough in the 5th with that 3-run blast. Many times when that happens, that opens the floodgates. They've had the chances. They couldn't get them. They took advantage of the chance in the 5th. We'll see. Czech Republic has been able to get base runners on during this game. Czechia has been able to do that. And the pitching has improved. The pitching has improved for Czechia over the course of this game. So let's see what happens now as Korea Republic comes up in the bottom of the 5th with their lead having been halved 6-3. Will they come out with more urgency, trying to reestablish the 6-run lead that they had? Or will the Czech Republic be able to really make a game out of this? So we're going to see. Okay. As the pre-5th inning warm-ups for Czech Republic in the field is coming to an end. The Korean batter, An Hyun Min, is coming to the plate with Korea up 6-3 in the bottom of the 5th at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. In Tokyo, Japan right now, it is 8:35 p.m. local time. Here where I am, it is 7:35 local time. We are 1 hour behind Japan. So the set and the pitch to An is low and outside for a ball. Kavala pitching another inning for Czech Republic. Blanked Korea Republic in the 4th inning, keeping them off the board and kind of starting to create a little bit of momentum now for Czech Republic. But that pitch was outside, well outside, and An took the pitch, and so it is now 2-0. It's a 2-0 pitch for the Korean batter An. You see a Korean fan with the drum and with the noisemaker outside, but the umpire here is doing the same thing we had with the game earlier today between Taiwan and Australia. That outside pitch, if it's a little bit off the corner, he's giving it, and he just gave it to Kavala. So it's a 2-1 count. Pitch counts down to 2. Delivery, breaking ball over the plate for a strike. So it's a 2-2 count for the Korean batter An in the bottom of the 5th, the leadoff batter of the inning. And An calls time, which will reset the pitch clock. Kavala's on 20 pitches. Remember, in the first round, pitchers are only allowed to pitch 65 pitches. Okay, right now, that has not been an issue. Teams have been pretty liberally substituting pitchers in this game. That pitch, and Kavala looked pretty upset with himself on that. He knew he missed. It was low and outside. Kavala has thrown 10 strikes, 11 balls. Not a great ratio. But it's interesting. They want us to call them Czechia, but they're still using the Czech Republic logos, the CR logos. But that was a really good pitch. Slider, little bit low on the plate, tad bit on the outside corner, but he gets on swinging and he gets the strikeout. That's his 3rd strikeout in an inning and a third. Yeah. So 3 of the 4 outs that Kovala has recorded has been a strikeout. So Moon Bong-kyo is up now for Korea, the left-handed hitter for the Koreans. That ball was inside, could not hold the check. Korean catcher appeals to third base, and the third base rings them up for a strike. Now, Moon plays for the LG Twins in the KBO, but he's right now an 0-1 count to the Czech pitcher. That is high in the strike zone, right on the upper edge. Breaking ball. Moon looks at a strike going past him for an 0-2 count. So Moon is down 0-2. Kovala looking to get his 5th strikeout in these 2 innings, but no, he doesn't. Not only does he not get the strikeout, he hits Moon. Yeah. So Moon is going to get first. This is the 2nd hit by pitch that we've had in this inning. The Czech inning, the top of the 5th, was started by Preja getting a hit by pitch, and he ended up scoring. He was the first of the 3 runs that scored on the 3-run blast by Vavra in the top of the 5th. Now here in the bottom of the 5th, after Kovala gets his 3rd strikeout in 4 outs, has an 0-2 count on Moon, hits him. So now Moon is on first base. He's not fleet of foot, so he's not exactly a threat to steal. Yeah, Shea Whitcomb, who got a home run opposite field last at bat, is now up. He played with the Astros for a short time last year. Did not have a great season with them. But, pulls this one. It's deep, and he has his 2nd home run of the game. That's the 2nd home run for Shea Whitcomb. That is his 3rd RBI of the game. He just got 2 RBIs. So that hit batsman really, really hurts. And Shea Whitcomb is destroying Czechia. It is now 8-3 Korea. Korea Republic has regained 2 of the 3 runs that Czechia got on its 3-run home run in the top half of the inning. Shea Whitcomb in the bottom half of the inning gets his 2nd home run, pulls this one into left field over the wall. This one didn't go quite as far, it didn't look, as his first one. But yeah, he's having himself a night with now 2 home runs. Now up for South Korea is Kim, and he is 0 for 2 on the day. Czech Republic now trailing Korea 8-3 after the 2-run blast by the Korean slugger Shea Whitcomb. That ball is low and inside for a ball, and so it is a 2-0 count to Kim, as Whitcomb is still celebrating his 2nd home run of the night in the Korean dugout. Kovala is set, and the delivery is inside, swings. Kim is swinging. It is now a 2-1 count, and showing a replay, it was not a bad pitch. It was outside. It was a little bit low. It's just Whitcomb just went out, got it, and just sent it over the wall. Speaking of good pitches, that was a good pitch. It was a bit of a sweeping, looked like a sweeping curveball, going below the strike zone, a little bit outside. Had Kim swinging at it, and it is a 2-2 count in the bottom of the 5th. But that is also low. That's even lower and further outside. And we are now at a full count. These pitchers work so fast now, especially with the pitch clock, which is set at 15 seconds. And the delivery high and inside, swings, and Kim punches it to the opposite field, punches it along the left field line, and it goes foul and out of play. So it's still a full count. Be another full count delivery coming up from Kovala, with the Koreans re-extending their lead to 8-3 in the bottom of the 5th at Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. Kovala is set. The umpire calls time because it looked like Kim, the batter, has some kind of problem, maybe with his eye or something. He called time. And the pitcher, Kovala, is set, and he delivers. And that Kovala, all of a sudden, is starting to have problems once again with his control. That is another walk. Yeah. So he's had, in this inning, he has had a hit by pitch. Then he gave up a home run to Shea Whitcomb, which was actually not on a bad pitch. It was actually a good pitch. Shea Whitcomb just went out, grabbed it, and just sent his 2nd home run of the day over the wall for the Koreans. And they're showing it again. It wasn't a bad pitch. It was low. It was outside. It was just Shea Whitcomb it looked like he was expecting the pitch because he was all over it and just pulled it over the left field wall for a second home run of the night for South Korea. And Korea Republic now has an 8-3 lead over Czechia in the bottom of the fifth inning at Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. Pak Dong-won is up now for the Koreans with a runner on first. And the Czech Republic pitching coach has just gone up to the mound to talk to his pitcher. But Kavala is now set, and he throws to first. I think he's trying to keep Gim close to the bag because Gim does have a little bit of speed. He's not slow. He is a little bit of a stolen base, but to be honest with you, I don't think the Koreans, he's not even taking a very big lead off of first base. That was a nice breaking ball high in the strike zone over the middle for a strike. An 0-1 count now to Pak Dong-won of Korea Republic. He is 1 for 2 today with a double his first time up. And he's set. Kavala set. And the pitch low in the strike zone. Strike looking. 2-0 count. Looks like Kavala's been kind of inconsistent. He was off the strike zone. He was having problems with control. But it looks like he's now found his control back because he's painting the upper and lower edges of the strike zone pretty well. 0-2 count. I expect him. He throws to first base. I don't understand why, because when they were showing Gim earlier, he didn't really have a big lead at first base. And though he is a bit of a stolen base threat, Pak Dong-won, is at play. Now it's a bit of a bigger lead for Gim at first. But with an 0-2 count, I don't think he's going to be much of a threat to steal. That is way outside. Okay. I don't think that was intentional, at least not to go that outside, because there's the risk of a wild pitch with a runner on first base. Not good. But I suspect he was intending to go outside to see if he could get back to trace one. Chase one, he didn't. Pitch, breaking ball along the outside corner. Bach pulls it foul. So it's still going to be a 1-2 count as we are here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Korea up 8-2 over Czechia, over the Czech Republic. I also hope baseball will be more popular. It is popular in the country that I live in, Taiwan. It's a very popular sport here. I hope it picks up more. And I guess you're from Czech Republic, Czechia. So I hope that countries in Europe like Czechia will follow the lead of, say, the Netherlands, where baseball is picking up. And the Netherlands is a very strong team. I would like to see Czechia and other countries in Europe pick up this sport because looked like they called a balk on Kavala. He called a balk. I actually didn't look because I was looking at the comment fight check. It would not hurt my feelings. It would not hurt my feelings by any stretch of the imagination, Otoko Saiko. It would not hurt my feelings whatsoever if Czech Republic were to pull off an upset here. Being a Taiwan partisan, yeah, I'm a fan of Taiwan. I have nothing against Korea. I love Korea and I love their food. But I'm a Taiwan partisan here. And believe me, Czech Republic beating Korea would be a benefit for Taiwan. Yeah, so I would love to see it. Not betting on it. 8-3. That ball, full count pitch, outside, slices it foul and out of play. The Czech first baseman running over to the wall, but that ball wasn't even close. He had no chance at it, no play. So it's still a full count. Kavala is now on 41 pitches. So I figure if he wants to go to a sixth inning, if the manager wants him to go to 6 innings, we'll see. He could still do it. Pak Dong-woo is 1 for 2 today with a double his first time up and a fly out to the right fielder his last time up. He had Bach chasing on that one. That one was so far outside that ball could have been in Kyoto. It was so far outside. But Bach was chasing it like it was in the East Sea, and that is going to be a strikeout. Okay, that's going to be the second strikeout of the inning for Kavala. Unfortunately for the Czechs, they gave up a 2-run homer. Ouch. Gim, the Korean batter. One thing I'll say, I'm not a big fan of a strict interpretation of the pitch clock because it can kind of handcuff pitchers a little bit. But I do like the kind of faster flow of play that it has created. What I'm worried about now is that the Korean batter, that ball hit him pretty hard. It looked like it hit him near the ankle. That's gotta sting. Okay. But it looks like he's going to be okay. Now, you don't ever want to see a player get hurt. That's something you don't want to see in any sport. I was an athlete. I was a footballer, and yeah, you definitely don't want to see these players go. I love the sport of baseball. I wish I was a better. I played in the little league. I was much better at football and athletics than I ever was at baseball. But I still love the sport of baseball. I've been to over 1,000 games here in Taiwan. Taiwan Pro League, the World Baseball Classic, Intercontinental Cup, World Cup, and a number of other tournaments that have been here in Taiwan. So I've been to over 1,000 games. I'll be going to some games in June, July, August, September after the basketball season's done. So we have a 1-1 pitch in the strike zone, swing, foul ball. So it's going to be 1-2 to batter number 9, Kim. As Kovala is pitching to him with 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth, runner on second. He's already given up a 2-run home run this inning. It is 8-3 Korea Republic over Czechia. If Otoko Saiko, I don't know, that sounds like a Japanese name. Though he was saying fight Czech. I don't know if he's Japanese, doesn't like the Koreans. But be that as it may, Gim grounds to second base for a routine 4-3 putout. And Kovala is able to get out of the inning without any more damage. So 2-run home run in the bottom of the fifth, second home run of the night for Shea Whitcomb. Shea Whitcomb driving the Koreans to an 8-3 advantage after 5. Okay. When we get up to the sixth inning, okay, Czechia will be back up, and leading off will be Munzi, then Mensik, and then Escala will be the 3 batters coming up for Czech Republic in the top of the sixth inning. So what the Czech Republic is going to have to do now, they've got some momentum at the plate. They've had chances to score. They finally took advantage of those chances to score with the 3-run home run at the top of the fifth. They weren't able to take advantage of their chances the second and fourth. We'll see how well they're able to start hitting. They've actually gotten runners on base. They've had plenty of runners on base. And so if Czechia can get runners on base in the top of the sixth inning, we're going to see they maybe now have some confidence on offense that they can score off of Korean pitching. And so we'll see what Czechia can do in the top of the sixth inning. So as we get to the top of the sixth inning, it will be 8-3 Korea Republic. Yeah, take a short break. Okay. Again, so baseball is so big here in Taiwan. Lanu, who no longer has a baseball team. Lanu did have a baseball team. Lanu is a shoe company, and they're fairly well known here in Taiwan. They had a baseball team, the Lanu Bears. Then they changed to Lamigo, but now they are Rakuten in Taoyuan. And so they moved to Taoyuan. They're bought by the Japanese company Rakuten, who also has a team in Japan, the Rakuten Eagles. But just to show you how big it is here, Lanu is one of the corporate sponsors of Team Taiwan, who is up in Tokyo right now. So we're coming up to the top of the sixth. Czechia is up. Czechia is down 8-3 at the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. I've been to the Tokyo Dome. It was a long time ago, several years ago. I'd like to go back. I love Japan. I love Tokyo. Korea has a new pitcher on the mound. So this will be the 4th pitcher of the night for the Koreans. Bak is the pitcher now. And so his first pitch is high, very high. Yeah, it's going to be ball 1. So it's Bak Yong-hyun. Another pitcher who plays in the KBO. This is his first appearance in the World Baseball Classic. That is much, much closer to the strike zone, but probably on the top edge of the strike zone, swinging strike for the Czech batter Muzik. It is now a 1-1 count. And Bak is set, and the delivery, it is high and inside, but Music swings at it for strike 2. So it's a 1-2 count to Music with Bak on the mound. Bak looking like, after that shaky first pitch, looks like he is in command of his pitches, at least early on against Music. We'll see if Music can get on. He's gotten on twice tonight already as a walk, and he has a single. Okay, but it's a 1-2 count now. That ball is in the dirt, cleanly played by the Korean catcher. It is now a 2-2 count, top of the 6th, with Czech Republic down 8-3. Music at the plate, and Bak on the mound, and he is set. He's pitching from the windup, and the delivery, breaking ball outside. Music swings, and Music misses. It is the first strikeout of the night for Park Yeon-hyun of the Korea Republic. It is now 1 out. Now they're looking at the schedule coming up for this pool tomorrow. Australia will play Czechia. Australia figures to be in the three-way battle for second place. Japan plays Taiwan. Now, the last time Taiwan played Japan at the Tokyo Dome, Taiwan came off with a famous victory, beating Japan in the championship game of the Premier 12 to emerge as global champion. So Taiwan is the reigning global champion, despite losing earlier today to Australia. Wojciech Mensik is up. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. First pitch was fouled off for a strike. The second pitch was low and in the dirt for a ball, so it's a 1-1 count to Mensik, who is looking to get his bat on the ball and try to make contact and try to get on base, as he's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. And Bak is on the mound, low and outside for ball 2. It's a 2-1 count to Mensik. Bak is once again back to having difficulty with his control. Second pitch that has gone well out of the strike zone. Mensik with a little bit more of a disciplined eye, hopefully not chasing any more pitches as he did this first 2 at-bats. It is now a 2-1 count. Bak is set, and he delivers, and it's over the plate outside, fouled down the third base line for strike 2. So it's a 2-2 count to Mensik. Bak on the mound. And so remember, if any pitcher does get over 50 pitches, and that's one of the reasons why both teams have been replacing both pitchers, because if you only pitch 30 pitches or more, you only have to rest 1 day. And Korea doesn't play tomorrow. So if none of their pitchers reach 50 pitches, all of their pitchers will be available for Saturday's game against Japan, which is going to be a really big game for Korea. If any of them go over 50 pitches, though, it requires a 4-day rest. Okay, so you really don't want to let your pitchers get over 50 pitches. You want to cut them off before that mark. And so now Mensik is 3-2 count, full count, facing Bak Yeon-hyun. Okay, and Bak delivers, and that is way, way high. And that is going to be a ball finally. Hold on. Mensik, I marked that. I marked the last batter. I got to keep my scorebook. Yeah, keep my scorebook accurate. So we get a base on balls from Mensik. He is 0 for 2, but he now has a base on balls, which is better than striking out, I suppose. So it's either been feast or famine for Mensik. It's either a walk or a strike. Jo Byung-hyun is in the bullpen for the Koreans as Bak delivers another low pitch to Escala, who reached on an error by the first baseman, and he lined out to the right fielder in his last at-bat. That ball was right in the strike zone, fastball, low in the strike zone. And Jan Novak is in the bullpen for the Czech, and it looks like he just stopped warming up. So Jan Novak might be coming in the bottom of the 6th. So Bak delivers, breaking ball high in the strike zone, fouled off the opposite field by Escala for a 1-2 count. Fouled off out of play, down the left field line. He's a left-handed hitter. So he glanced at opposite field. And, yeah, you do have some checks. They've got their flag. And the batter asks for time. So we'll take a short break as he comes back into the batter's box. I know there's sometimes been some controversies over batters taking their time and resulting in pitchers struggling with the pitch clock. Here, Bak, nice pitch, breaking ball, just a little bit to the outside. And Escala is not able to handle it. And that's going to be the second strikeout of the inning for the Korean pitcher, Bak Sun. And so now Preja, who was hit by a pitch in his last at bat and was the first run to score off of Vavra's 3-run blast in the top of the fifth, is now at the plate, and we're going to see if he can drive the runner home with 2 outs. It's a little bit high. It gets past the third baseman, but picked up by the shortstop, who throws to the first base for a 6-3 putout. So Pedja is out 6-3. So now Pedja's going to be 0 for 2 on the day with the hit batsman. And Korea is able to get out of the top of the sixth with no damage. After 5.5 innings, middle of the sixth inning, it is Korea Republic 8, Czech Republic 3. And so we're going to see what happens now as we get to the bottom of the sixth inning. And we're going to go back to the top of the Korean lineup. They'll be going through the lineup for the 4th time tonight already. Kim Do-young is going to lead off for the Koreans. Jones is going to be up second. And Lee Jong-hoo is going to be the third batter of the bottom of the sixth for Korea. I'm going to give Czech Republic credit. You know, Korea is one of the power teams in this group. They had an amazing run in 2009. Any baseball fan would remember the amazing run that Korea had in 2009, where they beat Japan twice. They beat Japan in the first round pool in Tokyo. They beat Japan in the second round pool. Back then they were playing pool play for the second round as well. They don't do that anymore. They beat Japan twice in that tournament, both in Tokyo. But when they played in the final that year, Korea and Japan met for a third time in that tournament. They met in the final. In that game, Japan was able to overcome the Koreans for their second consecutive championship. And Japan has won a third championship since then. They won the last edition of the World Baseball Classic. Japan is the only country to have won 3 World Baseball Classics. And they will be in action tomorrow against Taiwan. And remember, the last time Taiwan played Japan at the Tokyo Dome, Taiwan emerged as the premier 12 global champions. So it'll be very interesting. It's always interesting. Taiwan and Japan have had some great games. One of the greatest games in the history of WBC was in the quarterfinals of 2013 between Taiwan and Japan, where Taiwan pushed Japan to 10 innings before falling 4-3 in that game. That was one of the great World Baseball Classic games in the history of the World Baseball Classic. So we're going to see another Taiwan-Japan matchup tomorrow. Those are always great games to watch. Now, Taiwan plays very well at the Tokyo Dome. They won that huge game in fall of 2024 to win the Premier 12 at the Tokyo Dome. So now we're going to come to the bottom of the sixth inning. The pre-inning warm-ups for Czech Republic in the field is coming to an end. And it looks like Jan Novak is, in fact, coming into pitch for the Czech to be their 4th pitcher of the night. Jan Novak was warming up in the bullpen during the top half of the inning. And you can see him coming off of the mound. So, yeah, he definitely was coming in. And he also plays, this is his second time in the WBC. He was in the WBC in 2023. And his first pitch to Kim Do-young is a strike on the outside corner, strike 1. It's a 0-1 count. Jan Novak pitching to Kim Do-young. He's set, and he winds up and delivers. And that is wild, well in the draft. That was a 56-foot fastball that bounces up. Though credit to the Czech catcher, he's able to keep it under control. Kim Do-young plays for the Kia Tigers in the Korean Baseball Organization with a very respectable 309 average in the KBO. Delivering in the pitch, and it's just a little bit low for a 2-1 count. So Jan Novak started with a strike against Kim Do-young, but now he's thrown 2 balls in a row, so it's now a 2-1 count as Novak sets. And he winds up and he delivers. And it's right on the inside corner. It is popped a mile high. Who's got it? The shortstop's calling for it. It's not windy in there. It's indoors. But he is able to get the catch. So Kim Do-young flies out to the shortstop. So it's 6 unassisted for the putout. Second hitter of the inning for Korea will be their number 2 batter, Jones, who had a fielder's choice second time up, and he had to walk his third time up. I didn't see his first time up. I wasn't here yet. But we'll see as Jones at the plate. The first pitch is low for a ball. So it's going to be a 1-0 count to the Korean player Jones, who is 0 for 2 today. Yeah, he had a fielder's choice. He had a ball. He had a walk the last time he was up. This is popped up into right field and running under it near the outfield line, but it is an out to the right fielder, so it's going to be 9 unassisted. So that's 2 outs on 2 fly balls, 1 to the shortstop and 1 to the right fielder. Next up will be Yi Zhonghu. Yeah. Yi Zhongho will be up for Korea. He got a walk. He grounded out. He is 1 for 2 today. He got a single his first time up, walk, and he grounded out 4-3 the last time he was up. So he is 1 for 2 today with a walk. First pitch is a strike. Jan Novak pitching to Yi Zhongho. Novak is set. Okay, he is winding up, and the pitch is in the strike zone, swung opposite field to the left field. Lazy pop up, and it's caught for the 1-2-3 inning, the first 1-2-3 inning of the night for Czechia. And so they're able to stay within striking distance. It is 8-3 Korea after 6. So once again, Czechia, they didn't really do much in the 6th inning. On the top of the 6th, they did have a base runner, but they weren't able to do much with them. They left them at first base. But they have had chances to score. We're going to be going up to the 7th inning. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really impressed with how Czech Republic has played in this game because they weren't expected to be very competitive in this group. This group was a really tough draw, especially with the 5th pot team being Taiwan, and Taiwan by far the strongest of the 5th pot teams. The 5th pot team being a team that is the global champions, the Premier 12 global champions, that being Taiwan. You knew you weren't going to be in an easy group. And this is a difficult group. This is one of the 2 groups in which 4 of the teams have made a quarterfinal in the past. Taiwan, Korea Republic, Australia, and of course Japan have all made the quarterfinals at least once in the World Baseball Classic. So we already knew that this was going to be a tough group for Czechia. But Czechia is giving themselves a good account of themselves. And we'll see what they can do tomorrow against Australia and Saturday against Taiwan. Okay. No, we expect that those will be difficult games for the Czech Republic, but they're showing that they're here to play. They're not going to get wiped off the map. At least they're not getting wiped off the map with Korea. And Korea's a good team. Korea, when they're having a good day, can beat anyone in the world on a good day. So can any of the other teams in this group. Australia, Taiwan, of course, Japan. They could beat anyone on any given day in this field. Okay. There's some strong, solid teams. So some have called this the group of death. When you have 3 of the top 5 teams in the world, Japan, Taiwan, and Korea in this group. This is a strong group. And Australia is no pushover, as they showed today against the Taiwanese, shutting Taiwan out, which is really impressive when you have Zhang Yucheng and Li Nanke and some of the other Lin Ziwei and some of the other hitters that Taiwan has. Taiwan has a good batting lineup, but they were held quiet today. Will they be quiet again tomorrow? They're showing tomorrow's schedule. Yang Tiantai for Australia, Czech Republic. I won't really be able to see that one. I will be late on the Xinwentai. I will be late for the news channel because I'm in Taiwan, and so it's all here in Mandarin Chinese. And so it's going to be very interesting to see now, can Czech Republic, Czechia, make a run of this in the late innings? Okay, and so we have another pitcher for the Koreans on the mound, Zhou, the 5th pitcher of the night for Korea against Prokop, the leadoff batter for Czech Republic. It is now a 1-1 count as Prokop swung through that pitch, popped out of the catcher's glove, but no issues there. Zhou Byung-hyun is up. He plays in the KBO as well, like most of the Korean players do. Most of the Korean players play in the Korean Baseball Organization, and that's a swinging strike 2, so it's a 1-2 count to Prokop, the leadoff batter, who is 1 for 3 today for the Czech Republic. He's got a single, and he struck out looking his last time up. Okay. So he takes a stance. Zhou is looking, and He winds up and the delivery, and that is on the inside corner, on the inside edge, pop up, and the second baseman drifts back into shallow right center to casually get the ball. It's 1 out, fly out to the second baseman. 1 out in the top of the 7th for Czechia as they're trailing 8-3 at the Tokyo Dome in their first game in Pool C, with Australia striking first earlier today with a 3-0 win over Taiwan. Martin Cervinka is up for Czech Republic. Grounded into a double play, and he has a single. He is 2 for 3 today. I didn't actually see his first at bat, but I know he got a single his first at bat. So he's 2 for 3 today, 2 singles, and grounded into a double play. 0-1 count, and Joe winds and the delivery, and it's on the upper inside corner. Swing, foul back for a strike. Cervinka is down 0-2. To Cho Byung-hyun, the Korean pitcher. Okay, we have an 0-2 count, and we have the delivery and the pitch. Breaking ball, fouled away. It was on the inside corner. It would have been a strike. Cervinka did very well to get a bat on that ball and to foul that off to stay alive at an 0-2 count. That was actually really impressive because that was a really nice pitch by Cho. Yeah, wind up. And the pitch, and that is outside. He swings through it, foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Strikeout, the first strikeout of the night for Cho Byung-hyun of South Korea. South Korea's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts on the night for Korea pitching. They're showing the Korean results. The Korean results have not been great. The last 3 tournaments, their best record, 2013, 2-1. 1-2 in 2017, 2-2 in 2023 with the expanded format. Whoa! He got a lot of it, but not enough. Little bit too much under it, and it actually turns out to be a harmless fly out to the center fielder Favre. He got a home run in his last at bat, so obviously we're thinking, oh, maybe he's got the power again to do it, but it turned out to be a very loud, very long fly out. And once again, Czech Republic goes out 1-2-3. And so we are now going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Korea's going to have an 8-3 lead as we move on. The 3 batters for Korea will be An Hyun-min, will lead off for the Koreans. Moon Bo-kyung will be the second hitter. And Shea Whitcomb, who has homered his last 2 at-bats, will be the 3rd batter for Korea. If I'm Czech Republic, I might be thinking about intentionally walking Whitcomb, especially if there's no one on, or if there's anyone on. I'm thinking I'm going to be walking Shea Whitcomb because I want to look at what his slugging percentage is for the night with 2 home runs. Yeah, so he's having a dandy of a start to the World Baseball Classic for Korea Republic. So we're going to go to the bottom of the 7th, and it is Korea 8, Czechia 3. I'm watching the ad, and there was an ad for I should have showed the ad is for actually, but they're showing, of course, one of the football teams, women's football team, Taichung Blue Whale, a perennial powerhouse in Taiwan's women's football, 5-time champion, the only 5-time champion in Taiwan's women's football. It's a Taishin Bank. It's an ad for Taishin Bank. They are one of the sponsors for Team Taiwan here at the World Baseball Classic. They are also a sponsor for the Taichung Blue Whale, who is currently in 2nd place in the Mulan Cup standings for Taiwan women's soccer. They are also my favorite team. I just love sports. I love football. Football is my true love, my true joy. And I played football for many, many years before my ankle injury. But I love baseball. I love American football. I love basketball. I love ice hockey. I mean, I love sports in general. Korean? You asked me Korea or Czech. Technically speaking, I'm neutral in this game, but Korea's going to win this game. I'd be shocked if Czechia. I'm glad Czechia is here. I'm glad Czechia is improving. I mean, Czechia is obviously improving from the first time I saw Czechia play. And it's good. I'm really happy to see more countries take up the sport of baseball. Because even though football is my first love, and I'm really excited about the FIFA World Cup coming up later this year, allez les Bleus, allez la France. I love sports in general, and I just love to see and promote sports. So I love volleyball. I will go to later this month Taiwan's TVL championships for both men and women. I will be in Pingdong. I will be there. Both of my favorite teams, my favorite men's team and women's team, are both contenders to be in the final this year for the first time ever in the case of Zhongshan. So we're into the bottom of the seventh. An Hyun-min is up for Korea, and he has a 2-1 count. And Ercole, another pitcher for Czech Republic, An drives it into left field. It is bobbled by the left fielder, and that is going to allow An to slide into second. My suspicion is they're gonna give him a single, and they're gonna call an error on the advancement to second base. That would be my suspicion. I don't know if they're going to show it, but An drills it. It should have been a single. An drills it out to left field. An was going to stop at first base, but when he saw the left fielder, bobble the ball, he then got on his high horses. He's not the fleetest of foot of the Korean players, but he was able to make it into second base. Are they going to make an indication about whether or not is an error? I don't see any indication. Park Hae-min is going to be the pinch runner. I guess they're looking for an insurance run. I think they're going to call an error. I didn't see, but if I were scoring it, I would have scored that in error E7. Yeah, I'll check the official scoring later. They didn't show it on the screen. But yeah, I would say E7. Moon Bo-kyung is at the plate with Park Hak-min, the pinch runner, at second for Korea Republic. That ball was low and outside, and it was sliced opposite field. Foul out of play by Moon. It is an 0-2 count to the Korean left-hander. Okay. Now, Moon Bo-kyung is having a little bit of difficulty with that last swing, but he seems to be okay, which is great. You don't want to see one thing you don't want to see. That doesn't matter who. Okay. I love sport. The last thing I want to do, adversary or not, is to see someone get hurt. Yeah, and the Taiwanese captain was hit on the hands by Australian pitcher late in today's game. Still, the question mark is whether he come back. I'll take a look at the Taiwanese media later to see. Whoa! Ercole high and inside on Moon for ball one. It's gonna be a 1-2 count. Moon. I'm sure he just lost it. No, you're never gonna throw at someone's head. He just lost control of that pitch. Moon thought it might break in. It just never broke. And I think that's what Ercole was trying to do as well. I thought he was intending that ball to break back in, and it just never did. It never broke. So we have left-hander on left-hander, advantage pitcher. 1-2 count. That ball, that was a nice pitch by Ercole. And Moon did a really nice job to slice that and waste that pitch foul. That was a really good Moon. The angle on that was coming. It was low. It looked like it was going to be right on the strike zone, right at the knees. And Moon did a really nice job slicing that ball foul to keep the count at 1-2. Okay, breaking ball, again, low and outside. And Moon, I have to say, Moon just put on a really impressive display of hitting. Moon sliced that ball into right right field to get the single, and he got the runner home. Park Hak-min scores the run and extends the Korean lead to 9-3. And that was a really nice pitch. He might have been able to get it a little bit more outside, but the movement on that pitch was pretty good. Moon read that pitch really nicely and was able to get enough on it to get that ball out of the infield. And here we go. That looks like a passed ball by Ercole against Whitcomb. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I would be treading very lightly pitching to Whitcomb right now because Whitcomb already has 2 home runs for Korea in this game. And I don't think you want him hitting another one to make it 11-3. He's already hurt you pretty badly today. Ercole delivers. He's pitching all around Whitcomb. He's not throwing anything for Whitcomb to hit, to be honest with you. I would rather walk Whitcomb right now. Considering he only batted 125 with 1 homer and 1 RBI for the Braves last year, he's got more home runs tonight than he got for the Braves last year. Okay, so he's making an early bid to be MVP of this pool, and maybe for the World Baseball Classic with 2 home runs in the first game against Czechia. 2-1 pitch to Whitcomb. And is this going to be number 3? No, it is too high. The center fielder is under it, throws it to third base. The throw is well off. So it's a fly out to center field. Not a good throw at all by the Czech center fielder, which would be Escala. Throw was way off. If the throw had been online, it might have been a play at third. But as it was, Moon was able to advance to third without any problem. So now the Koreans have a runner on third with 1 out, an opportunity to put another run on the board. And I tell you, if I'm Ercole, I'm just happy that I would come out. And Min Jae-shin is another pinch runner. Mi Bei-shin for the Koreans. And the first pitch to Kim is a strike. So it is an 0-1 count to Kim. The 7th player in the Korean lineup. That ball is in the dirt. Kim signals for Amin to hold on at third. And it's Kim Hye-sung for the Koreans. I don't actually have all the lineups. I didn't have time to put all the lineups together before the game like I normally would like to because I had to work. 1-1 count. Outside for ball 2. It's going to be a 2-1 count. And you've got Min Bei-shin at third base with 1 out for the Koreans. Ercole's working pretty quickly. Lefty on lefty. Delivery. Inside. Again, I think Ercole was trying to get a little bit more break on that, and it just didn't break very much. So it's going to be a 3-1 count to Kim, who's 0-2 for the day. Set and pitch. And it is right in the heart of the strike zone. Kim hits it right to the shortstop. It's going to be a 6-3 putout, but the run is going to score. Means Jae-shin scores for Korea to make it 10-3, and Kim gets the RBI for Korea. And so now they have a 7-run lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Routine play for the shortstop. It was a little bit of a slow roller, but no problem for the Czech shortstop. And now you have Pak Dong-won is up for Korea and swings with the first pitch for a strike. So it's an 0-1 count. Pak Dong-won is 1 for 3 today with a double and a run. He plays for the LG Twins in the Korean baseball organization. And so now Ercole is set, and the pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner, swung at, hit to the shortstop. The shortstop throws it to first for a routine 6-3 putout, ending the inning. But Korea puts more runs on the board, and it is now 10-3 at the end of the 7th inning. So as we get to the end of the 7th, going to the top of the 8th, it looks like Korea is firmly in control of this game. Czechia was able to get the 3 runs on the 3-run blast earlier in the game by Vavra, but since that 3-run blast by Vavra, the Czechs really have not been able to do very much at the plate. So as we get to the top of the 8th inning, we're going to be going back to the cleanup hitter in the Czechia order, Cervenka, and then Marek Sulip, who is 2 for 3 with a stolen base on the day, 2 singles and a ground out 6-3, and Muzik, who is 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. As we get into the middle of the Czech lineup. If the Czech Republic is going to do anything in this game, they're going to have to do it soon. They did have a lot of chances early in the game. They had the bases loaded in the second, were not able to convert. Had a runner on third in the 4th inning with 1 out, were not able to convert. The only time they were able to convert was in the 5th inning when they got the 3-run blast, but since then they haven't even been able to develop any chances. The Korean pitching has been able to lock them down. So that's where we're at as we get to the top of the 8th inning, as we get into the late innings of this ball game. And Korea looks like they are cruising to get their first victory in this 2023 WBC campaign and to become the second team to win a game after Australia was able to defeat Taiwan 3-0. I got to say this, though. If I'm Taiwan and Australia and I look at Korea giving up all of those opportunities to Czech Republic, especially in the 2nd, 4th, and 5th innings. Now, Australia is in midseason form. Okay, they're in their late season now in Australia Down Under. Taiwan was not able to get their bats going today, but you've got to be looking. They got to be thinking: if I'm Taiwan, if I'm Australia, I've got to like the fact that if Czech Republic is able to generate this many chances on Korea Republic, Australia, and nothing against Czech Republic. I'm glad to see Czech Republic here. I'm glad to see them developing baseball in Czechia, and we want to see it develop in more European countries. Italy's got a good program. Spain actually tried to qualify. Spain has been in the World Baseball Classic before. They didn't make it this time. And the Netherlands has a very strong program. Of course, they're aided by their islands in the Caribbean. All right. So a Korean pitcher is up. Korean pitcher's on the mound. They have a new pitcher, Kim. This will be their 6th pitcher of the night. Okay. Kim Yong-kyu is now pitching. He plays for the NC Dinos. Now, the only reason I even know about the NC Dinos was about 3 years ago. The cheerleaders for the NC Dinos came to Taichung. I was at the brothers game when they came as guest cheerleaders. Cheerleading is a really big part of the baseball culture in all 3 of the Asian powers. Taiwan is really big in Taiwan. It's crazy in Taiwan, but also in Korea and Japan. It's a big part of the baseball culture. So that ball by Cervenka was fouled out of play on the first base line. And so it's going to be a 1-2 count to Cervenka, down 10-3 now in the top of the 8th. So as I was saying about the cheerleaders, it really started in Korean baseball culture. And of course, anything that happens among the big 3 in Asia, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, they're they all feed off each other. So since then, Japan and especially Taiwan has really developed the baseball culture. And that's a breaking ball over the strike zone, swing and a miss for Cervenka. And so that is his 2nd strikeout of the game for Cervenka. He had a line out, first time up, 6-3, second time out, strikeout the last 2 times up. So he is now 0 for 4 on the day. Okay. So now it's going to be Marek Tulup. So as I was saying about the cheerleaders, now here in Taiwan, there's a large number of cheerleaders from Korea. Yeah, they become very popular here. So again, they're not wasting any time. 90 mile an hour, right in the heart of the strike zone. Fouled back by Marek Tulup. It is now a 0-1 count. He plays for Yomiuri. The delivery by Kim. Right at the knees, swinging strike, 0-2. Yeah. And so as I was saying, a lot of Korean cheerleaders have made their way here to Taiwan. And they become very popular. Lee Da-hye is the most famous, but most of the teams now, the brothers, the Guardians, they all have Korean cheerleaders on the teams. Kim delivery, the 0-2 delivery is breaking ball along just outside the outside corner. It is punched foul. Didn't go very far, but it's foul along the third base line. It's still 0-2. And so now in Taiwan, there are cheerleaders from several countries. There's cheerleaders from Japan. There's a cheerleader from Hong Kong with the brothers in Taichung. There's also a couple of cheerleaders from Malaysia down with the Taigang Xiongyin, the TSG Hawks down in Kaohsiung. And there's also a couple of Japanese cheerleaders with the Tongyi Lions, the Tongyi Shi down in Hainan. And so it's really become international. It is really big. I'll talk a little bit more after this game delivery, this 0-2 delivery. And outside, fouled off along the right field side, it's still 0-2. And so what happens is here in Taiwan with the cheerleaders is people, and I'm a photographer myself, so I'll do this as well. We'll take photos of the cheerleaders and take videos of the cheerleaders, post in they all have private Facebook groups. Game's delivery as we get to 5 seconds on the pitch clock, breaking ball outside for a ball. That might have been just a little bit further outside than the umpire was given. The umpire has been given just off that outside corner as strikes, as they did earlier this afternoon. But that one might have been just a little bit too far. Game's delivery. This one is even a little bit further outside. We're going to be now 2-2 to Marek Tulup in the top of the 8th as you have the Koreans up 10-3. And so what happens is all those cheerleaders, they have private Facebook groups where the photographers all post their photos, the game delivery, and right in the hard strike zone, wasted by Tulup, still a 2-2 count. Yeah, as we have another foul ball. And so they all have private Facebook groups. And those of us who are photographers, I'm a member of nearly all of the cheerleader groups here in Taiwan. And so we post our photos. The game delivery, breaking ball, And it is strike 3, the second strikeout of the inning for Kim Yong-kyu. And it is going to be 2 outs in the top of the 8th, with nobody on for Czechia. And so, as I said, all of those cheerleaders, pretty much all of them, have private Facebook groups. And we post the photos that we take and the videos that we take. I take photos pretty much most. I've taken some videos. I put some of them on this channel. You can take a look at them. Kim now is pitching to Muzik, the 6th batter, 3rd batter of the inning for Czech Republic. First ball is low for a ball. He plays for Sokol Hluboka with a 400 batting average. The Kim delivery, high, heat, and Muzik chases it. It looked to be a little bit high, a little bit above the strike zone, but Muzik swung through it, so it is a 1-1 count. And Kim delivery, very, very high. Muzik is not at all tempted to go for that one, and so it's a 2-1 count. And so, yeah, we post the photos in their groups, videos in their groups. Their fans like it. The girls like it. Some of the girls will even respond to the photographers. Another high pitch. It's 3-1 count now to Muzik. And so what happens is a lot of the cheerleaders, and in particularly because I'm a foreigner and I speak relatively fluent Chinese, they all pretty much know who I am. The delivery, that was on the high outside corner, pop fly foul. The catcher looks back at it, but it's over the net into the stands. We now have a full count. And so because and I think they know who most of the photographers are, at least those who are regulars, regardless of nationality. But I do kind of stand out because I am a foreigner. I do speak Chinese, and I do interact and participate in many of the events. So they pretty much all know him. That pitch sounded like a broken bat, but it was hit pretty hard despite that to the third baseman. Yeah, that was a broken bat. You can see the pieces of the bat come off. That was a broken bat, but it was pretty much lined to the third baseman, and it's going to be a 5-3 putout. So another 1-2-3 inning for Korean pitching. Korean pitching settled down a lot after those first 5 innings, where the Czech Republic was able to generate a number of opportunities, scored the 3-run homer, and now the Korean pitching has pretty much settled down. Maybe they just know it was the first game nerves. And again, like Taiwan, the Koreans are right now in their spring training, getting ready for the KBO season. And so they're probably not sharp, just like the Taiwanese were not sharp today. That's not to make any excuses for losing to Australia, because Australia is a good team. And I give credit to Australia for winning that game today. But yeah, Korea seems to be, they're coming into a groove. They lead 10-3 going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Czech Republic was able to threaten early, but and they scored the 3 runs in the 5th on the 3-run blast. But since then, they really haven't been able to struggle. They've been struggling to get base runners. They haven't been able to generate any kind of offense. And the last 2 innings, it was 3 up, 3 down. Sanxia, as we say here in Taiwan. Oh yeah, this is a baseball shirt. This is from the All-Star game a couple of years ago. It was in Taichung. It was before the Taipei Domo. So I think it was 3 years ago. I went to the All-Star game in Taichung. They actually have 2 All-Star games. They have an All-Star weekend, and they have 2 All-Star games. And they divide into 2. They used to do it where it would be the northern teams against the southern teams. And when they had an even number of teams, it made sense. For a few years, we had an odd number of teams. We had 5 teams in the league. So it was really difficult. So they changed the format to have like the established Taiwan Stars against the new Stars. Basically, it was Team Taiwan versus the All-Stars. Now they're back to 6 teams, so it would not be totally nonsensical for them to go back to the North-South format, have players from the Monkeys, Guardians, and Dragons for the North, and have team players from the Brothers, the Lions, and the Eagles. Sorry, the Eagles, the Hawks. Sorry, the Hawks in the South. I'm trying to translate the Chinese name to English in my mind, because I'm used to using Chinese. But they're still not doing that. I would like to see them go back to that, actually. I think that would be kind of cool. But a lot of the fans like the current format. So I think they'll stick with that for a while. So we're going to the bottom of the 8th, and the Koreans are up. The first Korean batter is going to be another Kim. And the first pitch is fouled off. Ercole is still on the mound for Czechia. And the 9 hitter for Korea, it's Gu Oh no, this is a pinch hitter. A Gu Jaok for Korea, and the ball is low, and it's fouled off by Gu. Okay, so Gu fouls it off. It is an 0-2 count against Ricoli. You see, he's got some fans. So these are towels. It's in Korean, but those are towels for Gu. So whoa! He drills that. Is that going to drop? No, the center fielder, the right fielder didn't back him up, but the center fielder gets it. So it was lined up fairly hard. And so, previewing tomorrow's games, Japan Standard Time's 1 hour ahead of where I am here in Taiwan. Australia will play Czechia, and Japan will play Taiwan. 11 a.m. Taiwan time and 6 p.m. Taiwan time. I actually will not be able to be here for most of the Japan-Taiwan game tomorrow because, unfortunately, I have to work until 7:10 tomorrow, and then I have to walk home from work. It's about a 20-minute walk. So I'm not going to be able to live stream, but I will live stream a lot of games this weekend. So I did see some people pop in and pop out, and I'm happy to have those who did pop in and pop out here. Feel free to leave comments. There was a few comments on there. I do this because I just enjoy it, and if people watch, great. If people don't, fine. I don't really care all that much. That was a high breaking ball, and it skies up to the right fielder. It's going to be a fly out to the right fielder. 2 up, 2 down for Ercole, the Czech pitcher in the bottom of the 8th. Having said that, the game is all but over. Ercole is coming out on 25 pitches, so he will be able to come back on Saturday against Taiwan. Okay, so Czech Republic will play Taiwan on Saturday. They need 1 day rest. I'm sorry, if they're under 30 pitches, they don't need. It's only if they're over 30 pitches. So they'll actually be available. They don't play tomorrow. Yeah, they play. My bad. They play Australia tomorrow. Czechia does. And so Czechia will play Australia tomorrow. They'll play Taiwan on Saturday. Yeah, I'm looking forward, of course, to the Taiwan-Czechia game at 11 a.m. Taiwan time. I will be here. I will be here. I will not be here for the Taiwan game against Japan tomorrow night. I might pop in late in the game after I get home, about 7:40 or so. That'll probably be in the 6th or 7th inning, depending on how the game's going. If Taiwan's getting drubbed, I probably won't come in. If it's competitive or if Taiwan's winning, I'll pop in because, of course, I'll be happy. Again, last time Taiwan played Japan at Tokyo Dome, Taiwan won. Yeah, Taiwan beat Japan at the Tokyo Dome to win the Premier 12. Okay, love these advertisements. The really cute cheerleaders in cheerleaders outfits. We all love that. Again, the cheerleader culture in general. It's not just baseball. It is now extended to basketball. And I went to New Taipei Kings games. I've been a Kings fan because I like now Lin Jialong. Lin Jialong. Thinking different sport. Lin Shuhao. Jeremy Lin. Had Lean Sanity a few years ago in the U.S. when he was playing with the Knicks. He played with the New Taipei Kings. His younger brother is a professional basketball player. Jeremy Lin's younger brother plays for the New Taipei Kings, Li Shuwei. He's actually my favorite player for the New Taipei Kings. So you go to the New Taipei Kings. And now I live within walking distance of the Hsinchu Lioneers home arena. And after the volleyball season's over, at the end of this month, I will go to some Lioneers games at Hsinchu Arena here in Jubei. Bottom of the 8th, Korean pitcher is up. I don't even know how to say that name. When you start having syllables without vowels in them from Slavic languages, I started getting hopeless. So Hlouch. Anyone? Lucas Hlouch? He plays for the Trebek Nuclears. Oh my goodness gracious. Great name, the Nuclears. Yeah. Let's hope we don't have any nuclear bombs being used in any of the wars going on, whether it's whoa, speaking of a nuclear bomb, is that going to go? That is going to go. That is gone. Home run. Well, you had Whitcomb with 2 home runs, and now you have Jahmai Jones for Korea getting a home run of his own So now he is 2 for 4 on the day with a home run. I'm sorry, 1 for 3 on the day with a home run, a walk, based on balls. He's had a productive day. Adds a little bit more cushion to the Korean lead. Korea now leads 11-3. Okay, as Korea has pulled out in the late innings after Czech Republic actually was looking to make this respectable when they cut it to 6-3 in the top of the 5th. Korea has scored 5 unanswered runs to extend the lead out to 8. Third home run of the day for the Koreans, 2 by Whitcomb and 1 by Jones. Okay. Lee Jong-hoo is up for Korea and high on the strike zone, grounds it into center field right through the middle for a single. So it's the second single of the inning for the Koreans. Hloch is not having a great start to his outing. Okay. There's an LG Twins fan from the KBO who has made his way short flight from Korea to Japan. And I expect that I'm a little surprised the Koreans are not as loud or as noisy. They don't seem to have traveled as well as the Taiwanese fans did. Bak Hae-min is up. He was a pinch runner. He also plays with the LG Twins, which is probably why they were focusing on that LG Twins fan. But Bak Hae-min is up. He's in the cleanup position. He came in as a pinch runner after An Hyun-min got a single and reached to second on an error by the right fielder the last time he was up. So Hloch with a nice array of tattoos on his arm. Wind up, deliver, inside corner, swing, pulled foul by Bak. It's going to be a 1-2 count. So now we're after the 7th inning. So the rule here in the World Baseball Classic is if you're leading by 15 runs after the 5th inning, which we're not anywhere near, or leading by 10 after the 7th inning. So we're in the 8th inning now. So if Korea scores 2 more runs this inning, basically if Bak hits a home run right now, the game's over. Okay? Because it'll fall under the early termination rule, something called the mercy rule. Okay? And so we'll see. Bak would, of course, would love to end it. High swinging strike. Bak strikes out. And that will end the inning. So we're not going to mercy rule this game. This game is going to the 9th. Czechia, give them credit. They have survived. They made it to the full game. A lot of people probably figured that Czechia might get mercy ruled out of this game, but they didn't. They held on. They've done themselves proud, I think, by generating some scoring opportunities in the 2nd, 4th, and finally capitalizing in the 5th with the blast by Vavra. So what is that going to mean as they move forward in this tournament, as they will face Australia tomorrow, who got a win in their opening day today against Taiwan 3-0, and play Taiwan on Saturday. 2 games that probably will be as equally difficult as this game against Korea, because Australia, Korea, Taiwan are about the same level. Okay? None of these games are going to be easy for Czech Republic. And I'm sure Czech Republic knew that as they came for this game. I'm sure Czechia knew that this was going to be a very difficult group. There was no comparatively weak team like China to pick on like they did in the last WBC tournament, when they did get their sole win in WBC history against China 3 years ago. There is no team like that here. Every team that is here has a pedigree. Every team that is here has advanced. Every team that is here has had highlights at major international competitions. Australia has made it to quarterfinals. So is Taiwan. Taiwan is the premier 12 champion. Japan has won 3 World Baseball Classics and are the reigning champions. Korea had that amazing run in 2009 and is a regional power. And so Czechia is going to have a very difficult time in this group. So they've actually done themselves well. They've had opportunities in this game. This game is not as lopsided as the score makes it look. Okay? It ignores that Czechia left a lot of runners on base, especially in the 2nd and 4th innings. They might rue that, or they might look at it with some hope. They're saying, we can generate some offense. No, we can play with these traditional baseball powers in Asia. Yeah, we'll see how they do against Australia tomorrow. I suspect Obviously Australia will be the favorite in that game. Okay, we're getting to the top of the ninth, and Wojciech Mensik is up. Struck out first 2 times up. Got a walk his last time up. First pitch is a strike. Yo Yong-chan is the 7th pitcher for South Korea today. Therefore, 7 pitchers. Of course, the advantage being if you pitch fewer than 30, you don't have to rest. And Korea doesn't play tomorrow. Yeah. And so even if they were to go over 30, going to 50, it wouldn't affect them at all at this point. And they won't have 2 days in a row either going against them, at least not until – actually, I think they don't play until Tuesday. So I don't think they actually got a bit of a scheduling quirk. Let me see. When is their last game? Because they have a bit of a scheduling quirk. They do play on the Monday against Australia, which could be a key game. So that will be their 3rd game in a row. So there they might have that. It's going to be a walk based on balls on a 3-1 count to Mensik. So the leadoff batter, this is his 2nd walk of the game for Mensik after striking out the first 2 times that he was up. Coming up next for Czechia is going to be Escala. Looks like Bubanik. Let's see what's going on. Is Bubanik pinch hitting or is he pinch running? He's pinch running. Bubanik is going to pitch run for the Czech. I don't know anything about their plays. I know a lot more about the Korean and the Japanese players than I do, and of course the Taiwanese players, than I do about the Czech players. So Yu is delivery to Escala inside in the strike zone, right in the heart of it. For a strike, it's going to be an 0-1 count with its Oh my God. Kretchenek. Kretchenek is the pinch runner for Czechia. Yeah. William Escala is at the plate for the Czech. He plays in the EXL for Rossi Bruno. 250 batting average, top of the 9th, 1 on, 0-2 count, down 11-3. Yo is set. He delivers well outside, a little bit high, 1-2. So Escala showing a little bit of discipline there because that was not really close. There was no movement on the pitch. It was straight all the way. It's a fastball. 9th pitch of the inning for Yo. Breaks a little bit inside, a little bit too inside. It's be 2-2. 2-2 count to Escala in the top of the 9th. Wasn't sure Czech Republic would get to the top of the 9th, but they did. Credit to them. 2-2 count. And that is drilled into right field. That drops. That is going to be at least a single. He's going to hold at first base. We're going to have runners at the corners with nobody out. So once again, Czech Republic generating a little bit of offense against Korean pitching. Probably a case of too little too late. I don't think they're going to score 8. But Czech Republic here they're playing for pride. Yeah, every athlete has pride. No, and again, I'm sure they knew coming here that the deck was stacked against them. Yeah, they knew that they're coming here. They're going to be heavy underdogs in all of the games that they play. So any hit that they get, any run that they score, is going to go down because they're 1-3, soon to be 1-4 in World Baseball Classic history, unless they make the most incredible of comebacks. Pop fly to left field. Is it deep enough to get the run in? It does not draw a throw home, so an RBI for Prejia. Fly out to the left fielder, so it's FO7 unassisted with an RBI. And the score is now 11-4. Okay, Korea over the Czech Republic. So good. I mean, again, good on this time. They were able to actually get the run in. Runner on third base with less than 2 outs. You should always be able to get that run in. They didn't get that run in the 4th inning when they had a runner on third with 1 out, but they did get it in here. Now, again, it's an by the way run, but again, they're playing for his pride as much as anything else. Johnson at the plate, another pinch hitter. Okay, for Czech Republic. I don't know what his connection is to the Czech Republic. Again, World Baseball Classic has these very, very strange rules about representation. I don't know what the umpire is signaling towards the first base. Something about sight lines, perhaps. Czech fans are excited. They're cheering for their team. Great for them. Great for their fans. That ball is fouled off to the left base foul line. I keep looking at the Czech flag. I was in the Philippines for 6 months, late last year, early this year. And so I keep thinking, because the shape is very similar. It's actually the same as the Philippine flag. And the main colors are the same, just different ordering, and the Philippines has the sun. So I keep seeing the Czech flag, and I keep thinking of the Philippines. It's going to be a strikeout for Johnson. And that's going to be the second out of the inning for the Czech Republic in the top of the ninth, trailing 11-4 to Korea Republic. Okay. Looks like another pinch hitter for the Czech. They're letting everybody play, which is great. Love it. Oh no, I'm sorry. I messed up. I messed up the count. It is Martin Svinka. Sorry, the number 2 player in the Czech lineup. He is 2 for 4 today. Yeah, he has a single first time up, grounded into a double play, another single, and then he struck out his last time up. It is now an 0-2 count. Okay, Yo has pitched 16 pitches this inning. 2 outs with a runner on first, trailing 11-4. This could be the last batter of the game. And let's see. I got a notification. Arsenal has extended their lead at top of the EPL, so I'm happy about it. Oh, my God, what was that? What a way to go. That was a terrible way to go. Just a wild swing at a pitch way, way outside. Hits the dirt. Catcher tags out Savinka, who didn't make any effort to run the first. And Jones is coming flying in from the outfield as the game is over and Korea wins. And so Korea is 1-0 with Australia. They're showing the run difference on the standings. The run difference really doesn't mean anything. Japan is the only one now who has not played in this group. Japan will open tomorrow against Taiwan, who is 0-1 and lost their first game against Australia. Czechia is also 0-1. The top 2 teams will advance. It's still a lot to play for in the big 3. And plus, Japan we expect to win. The Korean fans are happy, cute, adorable little Korean girl. Also cheering on for, why isn't she in school? She'd be in school. Can't believe that in Korea, which is like so much pressure on their students and on their kids, getting through school and all that. So tomorrow, I'm not going to do any games tomorrow unless I come in late and I say, I want to do Taiwan, Japan. Depending on how I feel, it's going to be a long day tomorrow for me. But I will, my next schedule is to come in tomorrow night at midnight Taiwan time. I am going to come on for the Cuba-Panama game. And then at 3:30, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong day. 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday morning, I'm going to come on for the Mexico-Great Britain game. 8 o'clock Taiwan time on Saturday morning, Nicaragua against Dominican Republic. 11 o'clock Taiwan versus Czechia. And 6 o'clock in the evening, this is always a heated rivalry, Japan versus Korea. No love lost between those 2 teams. Remember in 2009, when Korea made that amazing run, and when Korea beat Japan in Tokyo the second time in the second round robin, back then they had 2 pools of round robin, and the Korean batter, after a home run, they planted a Korean flag at home plate in Tokyo at Tokyo Dome, which really rubbed the wrong way with a lot of Japanese. The Koreans loved it. There's a very strong Korean nationalist sentiment, especially against Japan at times. In Korea, but he who laughs last laughs best would apply there, because when it really mattered in the championship game, Japan was able to win. So I'm going to sign off for the night. Korea wins 11-4. They go to 1-0, join Australia at the top of Pool C. Taiwan and Czechia 0-1. Japan will play against Taiwan in an eagerly anticipated matchup at the Tokyo Dome in a rematch of last year's Premier 12 final, which was won by Taiwan. Good night, and see you on Saturday.